tell you something very, very interesting about this story. In the story, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows us two different reactions. He shows us two different worldviews based on simply what are they focused on. Let me tell you why. Because Allah says, فَلَمَّا تَرَى الْجَمْعَانِ قَالَ أَصْحَابُ مُوسَى إِنَّا لَمُدْرَكُونَ. When they saw the armies approaching. So what did the people of Musa focus on? The armies. See, the people of Musa are trying to get away from Pharaoh, right? Pharaoh has an army. Pharaoh is a superpower. You understand? Does it sound familiar? Pharaoh is a superpower. Pharaoh has an army. And so what's happened here is that Bani Israel, the people of the children of Israel who are with Musa alayhi salam, are focused on the army. And because they're focused on the army, in other words, they're focused on the problem. Please follow. This is really important. They're focused on the problem. Okay? They're focused on the problem. I'm not going to say Trump. They're focused on the problem. All right. Now, because they're focused on the problem, whatever that problem is, Islamophobia or whatever form you want to say, okay? Because they're so focused on the problem itself, their response to the situation is, Inna lamudrakun. We are going to be overtaken. You get it? Their response comes directly from what they're focused on. And because they're focused on the army, and because they're focused on the problem itself, their natural reaction is, it's like the equivalent of OMG, right? We're going to be overtaken. They freak out. They panic. They're very anxious. They're scared. Inna lamudrakun. In other words, now they're despairing. They are losing hope. They are in a state of despair, right? Because they're saying that's it for us. We're going to be overtaken. We're going to be killed. Inna lamudrakun. فَلَمَّا تَرَى الْجَمْعَانِ قَالَ أَصْحَابُ مُوسَى إِنَّا لَمُدْرَكُونَ. When they saw the armies approaching, because that's their focus, they said, we will indeed be overtaken. So then what happens? قَالَ كَلَّا. Then Musa alayhi salam comes in, and it's so beautiful and so simple. He says, nope. قَالَ كَلَّا. And kalla isn't just la, it's not just no, but it's a very emphatic way to say no. It's like absolutely, positively, no way. All in one word. Kalla. You guys can go home and say, I learned a new word. Kalla. Say kalla to everyone. Your brother says, can you make my bed for me? Kalla. No, but kalla is a very powerful word. He's like, absolutely not. No. Kalla. Why? Inna ma'aya rabbi sayahdeen. Look at that. What's he saying? He has a different focus. He's not focused on the army. And he's not focused on the problem. And he's not focused on the Pharaoh. He's focused on Allah. He says, nope, kalla. Inna ma'aya rabbi sayahdeen. Indeed, my Lord is with me. So you see what his focus is? And he says, he will get me through this. His reaction is a reaction of hope and not despair, but only because of what his focus is. Because his focus is not the problem, his focus is not the army, his focus is Allah. And he says, because of that, he has no doubt that he will be carried through this. قَالَ كَلَّا إِنَّ مَعَيَ رَبِّي سَيَهْدِينَ. Indeed, my Lord is with me and he will get me through. He will guide me through this. You know why this is beyond awesome? Because I want you guys to just imagine the situation. He's in front of the Red Sea and he has an army behind him. How can he possibly imagine to get out of that situation? There's no logical way, right? What's he going to do, fly? Him and his people? What's he going to do? And yet he still isn't afraid. And yet he still doesn't doubt the help of Allah. Do you understand what that is? That is yaqeen. That is what yaqeen means. That's what certainty means. But yaqeen and certainty will never happen if you're focused on the wrong stuff. The only way that you can have yaqeen is if your focus is Allah. And it's not the problems, and it's not the armies, and it's not all the people that are trying to attack us. Your thoughts are so powerful. Your thoughts are so powerful. Anytime you have a negative thought, start to be conscious of it and replace it with a positive thought. Shift your focus. You don't understand how important this is. Your entire state is determined by your thoughts. Your entire state. And what you focus on grows.